What is up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. We're going to be doing LFR Nighthold, although the queue's a little bit long, so I'm trying to see if I can find another group. If I can, I'll jump into a nice fresh group here. But if not, we're already queued up. The queue should be popping very soon. I'm hoping for some Titan Forge or Warforged gear. But we are going to be doing only Nighthold today. No TOV, no Emerald Nightmare. There's the queue. We're going to jump right in. Get these first 3 bosses out of the way. But welcome, everybody. I am still looking for my tier pants from Nighthold, so hopefully we get those today. We are going to be killing Gul'dan today, so hopefully I do get those as a drop. But I've been having some good luck with Warforging lately, so let's jump into LFR, try to get some Warforged LFR gear, something with sockets in it hopefully. Let's just start killing things. What up, Jad? Welcome to the live stream. But we are in LFR right now. For those of you that are just joining, we're going to be clearing all of this LFR. If the queue isn't too long for the second wing, we'll do that too. If not, we'll jump into normal. There's a few groups that I saw doing it right now. Hopefully there's a few more when we get out. And if there's any specific bosses you guys want to see or see me break down a little bit more, let me know, and I'll definitely help with that. Doing LFR Scorpyron is actually pretty fun. Vengeance Demon Hunters are not used too much in progression, Jad. However, they're not terrible. Every tank right now has the ability to tank endgame content, but Demon Hunters are definitely on the lower end. One thing they do have that's pretty good is they have a lot of cooldowns that they can rotate on a pretty short cooldown. So a lot of tanking cooldowns that they can rotate pretty efficiently. But the damage they take is really spiky, so that's a little unfortunate. What's up, Warblade? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome back to this live stream. I know you're always here. So let's wait for everybody to get into this room, and we'll pull. Oh, there's loot over there. We are rocking our tier 19 now for transmog. Well, somebody pulled. So let me reposition the boss a little bit. Arcano Slash is going to happen right after this. So let me not do that. Oh, alright. The other tank is just going to tank him by the door, which means that we are going to get all of the aggro. So here comes all of the small tank aggro. I see this happening a lot in LFR. I'm assuming everybody just wants to pad the meters. Pad the meters and avoid having to deal with ads in a different way, since you can definitely one-tank this. You don't even need to hide for the shockwave, since everybody's just out here anyway. Just take the shockwave. It's funny how LFR always has a different strat than, say, normal or heroic. It's just a mess. That's unfortunate, Warblade. That sucks. Yeah, I'm wearing one piece of gear that's 20 item levels lower, but since it's for my 4-piece set, I'm fine with sacrificing the 20 eye levels. But it sucks that you only have one. Even if you got another one, it might be worth it to lose a few item levels because you'd be getting a 2-piece. But I can see it not being worth it for one. Warblade, do you play a warrior? I assume most of my viewers are tanks, but not all necessarily warriors. Reforging was very nice. It was very kind to all of us. Instead of having Warforging, what they try to do is just give us a ton of gear like every week in the cache and 3 chesting and all this stuff. But yeah, I agree. There's certain stats I would like. So this is the first boss down. I mean, the first 3 bosses to me are already relatively easy. LFR just makes them even easier. So if you guys are ever doing LFR, you can definitely just about one-tank this. You don't need too much else. Although this boss doesn't necessarily drop anything for me. There's the nice trinket from it, but I have the normal one. Let's see. That didn't get Warforged. Yeah, not worth it. I did use all of my bonus rolls last week on Gul'dan. I just kept running him over and over again, and every time I did it, I just kept trying to roll for my pants. And unfortunately, I didn't have any luck. Oh wow, that's cool. 54 traits. Yeah, I'm not there yet. There's only so many times I can grind like Moth Souls and just try to do the AP grind. It's not too bad anymore now that we're max artifact knowledge. But it's definitely still a grind. But congrats on 54. It's definitely gonna help. Pugging normal Nighthold isn't too bad anymore. Most people know what they're doing. There's a few bosses that kind of kill pugs. The ones I can think of are Spellblade and Botanist, and Tichondrius to some extent. But Botanist is definitely one of those that can kill a pug. But all the rest of them, you should be fine. Unless you're pugging Heroic, in which case, good luck. Yeah, so there was like this string that somebody posted that you can check how many dungeons you've done to complete that hidden skin recolor. And I was running dungeons with my hidden skin, typed in that macro, and it still said that I hadn't done any dungeons with it. So I kind of gave up on it. We're talking about the blue reskin is the one that you do dungeons with, right? I ended up giving up on it, and I started doing. At the time when I gave up on it, I actually just ran over to Siege of Orgrimmar and did that instead for Transmog. Huh, okay. So maybe there's something else that we don't know about that's keeping count besides doing that macro. That's interesting. I didn't even consider opening up a ticket. I just kind of gave up on it. I was like, fine. No blue, it's fine with me. That's kind of bad that they can't really tell you what number you're on. Yeah, just keep doing it. Eventually. Eventually. Not even a guess as to where you are. I don't think I've contacted a GM in game in a very long time. I don't think since maybe like Wrath. Alright, I'm not going to pick up the interrupt for Chronomatic Anomaly this time. I'm just going to let it cast down. Hopefully nobody else picks it up either and we can just burn them. We'll see how it goes. I do think everybody wants to burn them down since we did pop Lust right off the bat, so that's promising. Although what normally happens here in LFR is the other tanks never taunt off, and I end up blowing up. But we'll see. I like to be optimistic and start fresh every time. I'm up to 6. Oh jeez, I think I'm gonna blow up. Ooh, alright, power overwhelming. And a taunt off. Alright! Don't blow up this week. I did blow up last week. Yeah, that sucks. I realm transfer with this expansion as well, and I lost a lot of my alts. Had to make brand new ones. I recently started leveling Death Knight as well, just because tanking on them seems really fun. So I want to start doing that. But yeah, I completely understand the whole I lost all of my alts. So we get the taunt off. Which in the slow phase, the taunt off happens at 8 or 9 stacks. Get good cleave damage going. No power overwhelming. I'm gonna kill these ads. There it is. And it got interrupted instantly. Nobody likes being in the slow phase. And then when you're in the fast phase, if you pop hero, you're gonna hit a haste cap, so it's kind of wasted. Or if you pop like a bunch of DPS trinkets, your cooldowns might be too fast. I think we might even have like 3 tanks, because this time I saw a DK tank Scorpyron, then I had a paladin taunt off me. We might have 3 tanks. Yeah, the old school ticket system. I never did see a GM, but I remember opening up tickets, and when they started chatting with me, doing a /who on them, and seeing that they were on GM Island, and in my head I was like, I wanna go there. Like, I've seen videos and I know it's just an empty house and there's nothing to it, but I wanna go. I did ask one GM once if they would appear in front of me so I could see GM robes, and they unfortunately denied my request. They said no. Asty, this is LFR, yeah. After this, I'm gonna hop into normal. I want to see if I can get an upgrade to my cloak, and since this takes, 15-20 minutes to get here and try to get a cloak, just decided to jump in here first. But I'll be doing normal right after this. I don't know if I'll join a fresh group or a group that might be at Spellblade or on Trilliax, just because the first 2 bosses don't have anything for me at this point. But we'll see what we find. What pugs are going on. Yeah, I think we have 3 tanks in this group. It's interesting. Yeah, LFR is a whole different monster. I was talking about it earlier with Scorpyron, how they have a different strategy. LFR Scorpyron, you stand at the entrance and take all of the scorpions all of the time. Like it just doesn't matter. You're like, no, I want to clear the room of all these scorpions. Aggro on 40 mobs, I got this. It's like there exist different strategies, and LFR is definitely the one that's just the most, alright, just gun-ho. Run in, slap things in the face, Alright, everybody's in here. Let's just do this. Here's the Arcane Slash. Tabbing out real quick. Alright. The other tank taunted off of one Arcane Slash. That's fine. I'll let him keep it for 2. We should get into an Annihilate before we get a 4th one. Alright, let's see if we get into an Annihilate before she gets the 3rd debuff. Yep, perfect. How many Annihilate hits are we going to have? We'll see if anyone actually goes down to Annihilate. I think you need to get hit by Annihilate, I want to say 3 to 4 times to actually go down in LFR. Oh, there's someone. There's a demon hunter take. Ooh, one death. And again, in LFR, you can just stick on this boss until Tidy Up finishes casting. Just get some more DPS, get some more threat. Tidy Up. Alright, time to run. Let's pick up one of these cakes. So here's the Arcane Slash. Throw up a Spell Reflect because I'm doing it by myself. Actually, I think that's the DK. That is the DK. That's one of 3 tanks. New meta. Let's move the boss a little bit. Alright, now the Paladin has him. Yep, time to nerf LFR. I agree completely. This is ridiculous. How dare these bosses have mechanics and things that I'm supposed to do? Also, the LFR turn radius, I think, is slowed down. At least it seems that way. I could be wrong. There is nowhere to stand. Let's just get out of there. Alright, this guy's gonna blow up. Alright, we're good. Somebody jumped in it. Here's a Slash. Again, Slash is all magic damage. I throw up my Spell Reflect in normal modes. Whenever I'm gonna get hit by the 2nd one, or I see healers starting to go down or something like that, I start being very vigilant of my Spell Reflect. It's not necessary, but it definitely helps. So we'll give melee some room there. Oh, that moved way too much. Alright. So there's the taunt off across the room, kiting the boss. It's new meta. Kite the boss. Alright. Ooh, we did get a cloak, but it's not upgraded. So no, not an upgrade, unfortunately. So let's jump into normal mode. Let's get out of here. That was the new taunt across the room technique. That's exactly what you need to be doing whenever a boss hits Berserk. But we didn't have Berserk on that one. Let's see what other groups we can join. So these guys are waiting for a tank at this point. They're gonna run 249. Alright, we got into this group. Cool. So unfortunately that cloak is not an upgrade. So that's gonna go to the vendor man. But we did get 2 pieces of gear out of LFR. It's not bad. I just need to pick up enchanting. Start DEing this. Get some free gold. $33 gold repair bill on successful attempts. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna start running over there right now. Getting over to Nighthold. I did see that in patch 7.2 they're actually going to start handing out AP a lot more for doing normal bosses. It's not just going to be like bonus rolls or maybes. I think it's going to be guaranteed from bosses. So that's going to be a very nice change. But we did just do, for those of you just joining, we did LFR first wing jumping into normal Nighthold at this point. This group, we're just about there. We need 1 more tank, 3 more DPS. Oh, it's already been up? That's good. I like that. That explains why I got all those medallions. It's gonna make the AP grind a lot less painful, which is good. I think the AP grind was a little too much. Like I understand they wanted us to kind of grow and progress, but there was a feeling that you needed those points in order to succeed. Let's just go ahead and run right in. 1 tank, 2 DPS left. We can probably start clearing trash, actually. Start getting our BOE epics. Okay, so they've already done the first 3 bosses. Let's see. Don't know if they've done Spellblade. Actually, it looks like it. Alright. There's no upgrades for Spellblade. Let's see. This group might be on Star, which is the bane of my existence. But Star does have boots that I need. Alright, yeah, we are on Star. Hopefully I get my boots. Cause I don't like doing this boss. That's true. They could do a little bit better with rewarding other people with other gameplay. I mean, not everybody enjoys the Mythic Plus affixes. They could also determine what AP you get at the end of it with how much time you do it in. So even if it's just a Mythic 0, if you do it in 5 minutes, you get a lot more AP. Just because, yeah, I know that there's some weeks that even people that do run Mythic Pluses are like, yeah, not this week. These affixes are not doing it for me. Not going to be running it. Did you enjoy the Justice and Valor points in the past? Just wondering. I'm going to equip a second set of gear I have that's more versatility focused. Just because Star needs it. My 4-piece doesn't do anything with Star. Critical blocks. Yeah, I'm not going to block any of his spells. But I think I swap out just 2 pieces of gear here. This trinket gives me just a big stamina boost, and then my nice little plate dress here gives me a good versatility boost for bigger ignore pains. That system was more to get you to work towards something. So you could farm any heroic you wanted to. Let's say you really liked running, I don't know, ramparts or something. Just farm ramparts all day. Farm whatever content you deemed enjoyable, and then at the end of the day, you get a small currency reward that you can get. That there's a few pieces in there for you. Not all the pieces were great, but there was always maybe about 2 pieces that were really good and pertinent to your spec. So it let you do the content you wanted to do while giving you a static reward. Like, you want to work for these boots? Run whatever you want and you'll get these boots eventually. It kind of chopped out RNG. You know, like, let's say, I remember when I first started tanking, Halls of Lightning had a really good trinket, tanking trinket in it, and I kept running it over and over again. But even though I wasn't getting the trinket, I was getting a little bit of currency. We need 1 more DPS. We did get a tank in here now. We got a paladin tank to tank this with me. But 1 more DPS, we have warlock summons. I've always liked these horns that they sell, and since we do get B-net currency now, I'm tempted to get some tokens, add currency, and buy these horns. We did get the final DPS here, so that's good. We should be pulling soon. Hopefully I get my boots. Let's see. Star. These haste mastery boots right here. Even if they're a 10 item level decrease, they would be an upgrade with almost twice as much haste. So we are going to do the 2-group strategy, 1 on blue, 1 on X, tanks on skull. Also, my healing bracers would come in very handy with this fight. But unfortunately, no 2 legendaries yet. So we're waiting for the rest of the people to run in, get a ready check going, and we will be pulling star. So 2-group strategy. You just have to rotate what groups you run into. Run into red first, then blue, then red. The next tank would have to run into blue first since you ran into red last to not stack the debuff. So you just alternate each group. There's some people that haven't ran in here yet. Not sure what they're waiting on. I don't have a big preference as to what tank I like tanking with, but normally paladin tanks are a little bit more helpful. They provide like hand of sack and stuff like that, or a bop or whatever. So if one of the tanks messes up with something in the rotation with some kind of debuff stacking, paladin tanks are normally pretty good at being able to reset those stacks and kind of help you pick up whatever is going wrong. So I normally prefer a paladin tank. But since I do pug a lot, I've tanked with every tanking class, and it just matters who's using the class really. I've tanked with a really good demon hunter, like when I did Gul'dan the first time. The demon hunter that I was tanking with was an amazing demon hunter. So we're waiting for these last 2 people to run in. That's true, Tom, actually. Just to give a little more diversity, bring a little bit more utility to the fight. So we are waiting for the last run in. Oh, somebody left. The other tank left. Oh, jeez. All right. So we have to get another tank at this point. But we are going to be doing Star Augur first. Which, also if you guys haven't seen my recent video on like tips on how to tank, when you run into this first group and get your debuff off, you get like 3 or 4 global cooldowns to actually smack Star in the face. So I use those 3 or 4 global cooldowns to build up as much rage as possible to get more ignore pains. And actually when I'm out here on the edges waiting for the meteor to crash on me again, I'm spamming Thunderclap as soon as it comes off cooldown. I'm just trying to generate as much rage as possible. Also in part because this fight is not friendly towards tanks, towards warriors. And Tom, yeah, I do pug all of my raiding. I've joined a few raids that are kind of like half guild runs, but I pug everything. I think the closest I've gotten to a non-pug run was a half guild run for Heroic Nighthold. And that was it. Everything else I do is pugging. Especially the content I put out for you guys. I want to make sure that if it's doable in a pug, then I should be able to explain everything to you guys, and you guys should be able to pug it as well. Yeah, I want to get you guys content that you can for sure do. Like there's already like Sko out there who's putting out content of mythic raids, and he's doing plus 15s easily every week, guaranteed. So that content's already out there, but I don't think there's anyone out here doing content that's, you know, the lowest common denominator. I don't have too many friends that play this game anymore. I have a few. But I want to make sure that if I can do it in a pug, then you can too. Since I mostly do guides, I mostly teach you guys how to, you know, do X, Y, or Z. I want to make sure that everybody can do it. We are waiting for one more tank, since the other one did drop. As soon as we get another tank, we will be pulling. Yeah, there's nobody applying. It's unfortunate. What realm do you play on, Tom? And you're US? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've ran stuff with people from the channel that come watch my stuff. I've gotten a few invites and hopped into raids with them. You can message me. You can message me on YouTube, and if you ever want to do anything, I'm down for some runs. Oh, you got AOTC. There you go. I haven't gotten that for this content yet. I haven't done Heroic Gul'dan. I've been trying to. Last week I was trying to join a few groups. I joined one group and we got up to Heroic Star, actually. We got up to here and hit a halt in the group. Some people left and we got disbanded. But we did all the other bosses. So I've been trying to get AOTC. So if this group doesn't take off, I will just leave and try to join a fresh group or something. I'll give them a few more minutes. Oh, we did get another tank now. Alright. And we do have we have 2 warlocks actually. So we should get a summon. There we go. Warlock TV. Oh no. Yeah, losing a tank is always a little bit difficult on a raid, on a guild. Because you don't normally keep too many tanks on the bench, you know? Although at this point you might have a few people who have an off-spec tank that can kind of pick it up. But when your best geared tank leaves, it hurts the guild. So I'm gonna whisper the other tank. Let's see. I'm just making sure, see who goes first. There's no reason for both of us to be taking the frostbolt damage in the first phase. So I'm gonna stand in X while he tanks first. I did whisper the other tank. Other tank wants first dagger, it's fine by me. Warblade, if the guild isn't doing what you find to be fun anymore, then I would suggest it. I've joined and left a few guilds in my day back when I was actually doing a lot more raiding in BC and Wrath, and it always got better once I joined a guild that was more in line with what I wanted to do. And Tom, do you tank Titch because of the stagger mechanic? Do you tank Titch and just tank the Bloods on top of Tich, just because they don't do much damage to you. So we're getting a pull here soon. Yeah, everybody's in. Yeah, Brew is OP for that fight specifically. I don't want to curse it for you guys, but I feel like that's not the way the fight was supposed to be. So I don't know if it'll be quote unquote hot fixed. I mean, I hope not. It's a really cool way of bringing Brews into. Although Brews have never had a problem raiding, but it's a really good way of saying, hey, you know, we need a Brewmaster for this. Oh, wow. So when you get the... I've never seen it, actually, when somebody does it. I've heard about it. When you get the ads, do you tank Tich near the balcony of the room so that when the Highborn Elves come out, you just pick them up? So here's our ready check. Should get the pull going. There it is. So I'm going to build up some rage here. Do a little bit of damage. While the druid just kind of keeps everything. David, why are brews that great for Spellblade? And actually, I hadn't thought of the statue thing. I haven't played a Brewmaster in a very long time. So as soon as that tank gets the debuff, I will be taunting off. In the meantime, I do everything I can to just build up as much rage on a full IP. Here it is. Here's the taunt off. So all of those ignore pains are done. That was it. That's as much as they last. So we did see that the other tank ran into blue at the end. So what we're going to do is run into red first. So again, I let it hit me. I stay in here, generate a little bit more rage. Alright. That never turned into ice. There it is. Oh, I got both of them for some reason. I don't know why I still had threat on that. Alright. So again, keep thunderclapping out here in the corners. There's a taunt off for me. I always hate it when the tank gets both debuffs. So we did see got into red at the end there. So I'm going to be going into blue first. Alright. Hopefully I get someone else in here. Alright, so I did get somebody else to get that debuff off. I wasn't sure at the very end there what was going on. So here we are going into phase 2. Phase 1 is, I think, always the phase that I take the most damage in as a tank. So again, I'll let the druid keep all of the threat right now. There's no need to start fighting over threat. And actually, I'll generate a little bit more rage, get some more charges in. Now we get the taunt off. One good thing to note is that you should always be cleaning up melee a little bit more than everybody else. Everybody else gets a huge big platform to do DPS and heal in, and melee doesn't get as much space. So clearing up melee is always a little bit more important. This person needs to get out of that fire. So here we go, just clearing everything up a little bit. Try to get as much of it as you can. So somebody's dropping on melee now. We didn't have anyone dropping on melee before, so now melee is going to get a little bit more congested. Hopefully that tank picks up a little bit of melee fell. I do see a lot of tanks stand in the Fell Flames when they're cleansing it. That gives a lot of damage, and it is a stacking debuff. So I don't suggest doing that, but then again, there are some tanks that just have absolutely no issue with magic damage. So if you can survive it, then you can go ahead and keep doing it. But it does hurt a lot. Alright, we're going to be transitioning into phase 3 very soon. We're starting to get more Fell Flames on melee again. There it is, phase 3. So as of right now, I'm going to be taking the big ad since I do have main threat right now, switching into phase 3. So there it is. In 3 seconds, I'll be spitting out this giant ad. And again, you should be killing the first 2 ads, and the third ad you can just about ignore and just tunnel the boss. So everybody right now should be on this ad. I don't see enough people on it. If you have enough DPS, then you can just focus the boss, but it's going to be a little rough. We're probably going to get another 2 ads up at the same time. And I do see 4 people getting feared. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. People are finally switching over. So there it is. We are going to have 2 ads up at the same time, which is very unfortunate. And he's stacking them on the boss. Okay, that's not good. So here we go. I'll run him out. And yeah, this is definitely going to be a wipe. We have a few people dead. Star is still relatively high. We haven't been able to tank swap, so I'm sure the main tank or the other tank has a ton of stacks on him right now. Let's see. Yeah, he's up in the 50s at this point. We're about to get the third ad soon. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a wipe. The top DPS right now is doing 453. We have 2 people in the 400s, and then we're dropping down to low 300s. Yeah, that was bad. We didn't get anyone switching over to the ads. Nobody's leaving. But yeah, that's unfortunate. There's a lot of arguing going on in the raid chat. This is when you don't want to run into the boss room, when there's a lot of arguments, because somebody will ninja pull and just give you a higher repair bill. So we'll let them sort out their differences. Yeah, 453 is top, 446, 380, 337, 313. There are a few people that are relatively low though. And actually, we can do that. So they are discussing a little bit of that strategy. Really, David? That sucks. I've been in LFR where people run the other way down the corridor and just pull a bunch of ads, and then they run into the boss room with those ads, and it just becomes a really big mess, and everybody wipes. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this group. Everybody's saying don't DPS the ads. We're gonna tunnel the boss, but we have a few people at like 180k DPS, so let's just not. Let's just avoid that. Let's find a group. There's not a lot of tanks today, I don't think. A lot of groups are needing tanks, which is good for us. Last 2 bosses. Let's do that. I want to jump into Elisande and Gul'dan. I want to see if I can get my tier pants today. Yeah, I don't know if that strategy works, Jeff. Oh man. David, right now to do Nighthold, I run the big ones that people debate are Indomitable, which is what I'm running, and I run Renewed Fury for raids. When I'm pushing Nighthold, I also am running Inspiring Presence. In Mythic Pluses, I pick up Impending Victory instead. I like the big heal in 5-mans. In Mythic Pluses, I also run Devastator instead of Indomitable, but this is a lot better. It's a better overall talent point, just because the big effect of HP lets me survive fight. If I had Devastator on Star, I would go down so many times. So this is what I'm running right now. Oh, is that what it is? Everybody was out for raid night, so this morning they're like, hey baby, I'm sorry. Let me make it up to you. No, when I was up late talking about tanking and spanking, that's not what I was talking about. I swear, it's just Warcraft. We're still good. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. You can't tunnel the boss yet. Maybe once Tomb of Sargeras comes out and we get tier 20 and we're decked the hell out, then tunneling the boss is gonna work. But not right now. And the way I do that is just only using Ignore Pain. I mean, you're still using your Vengeance, but I don't throw up shield blocks. I just try to throw up as much shield pain as I can. And actually, let me equip my normal gear set. I equip a different gear set. I have this trinket, which is just a stamina stat stick for me, basically. So I throw on a different set of gear. I also have haste versatility gear, like this chest piece here. So Star Augur requires me to do special things for him, like different gear and different rotations. But trying to do as much Ignore Pain as possible. And also when I'm running away from the boss, be it in phase 1 or 2 with the debuff, I keep thunderclapping. I'm alone in a corner, but I'm thunderclapping and generate that 5 rage. So whatever I can do to generate a little bit more rage always helps out. But we'll do these last 2 bosses. Hopefully this group is doing a lot better. Although all of these dead people on the ground don't look promising, but we'll see. Maybe it was just the tank's fault, and now I'm here, so we're good. We are rocking a new transmog, though. I do need to get a different shield. I'm not crazy about this shield. Let's see if everybody's here. I think so. Nope. Anyone? Alright. So once that person gets here, we'll be good. And we are at 2-4-12. We could probably push this with this team. Unless we'd have to get another healer and another DPSer, but I think we should be fine. And I don't know who my other tank is. Here it is. So let's just whisper the other tank. I don't like fighting for threat when the fight starts, just because, especially in fights like this where you get a stacking debuff, it can mess up the whole fight, getting 1 extra stack or 2 extra stacks and swapping early. So I always like to be on the same page with the other tank. I like whispering them. Although in Nighthold it's not as terrible as, say, Emerald Nightmare, where you have a fight like Ursoc and the tanks start fighting with threat. It can get messy. I'm glad we're not pugging Ursoc anymore. Let's just say that. Ursoc was always a guess. It was like, alright, Rend Flesh is coming. Is the taunt off gonna happen? No, it's not. Okay, alright, we're dead. So we are gonna lust twice. And yeah, you can lust twice in this fight. So again, I'm not getting first aggro, so I'll let him jump in there, get a few global cooldowns off. Let's get a charge in. Actually, our ad is up. So again, I'm gonna stack these guys all up so that we can get some good cleave going. So here it is, I'm gonna taunt off the other tank. And now we separate everything. So you stack first to get the cleave damage. And here it is. You just run out. Here's the boss. And if you're not actively tanking on Elisande, like right there, I have the taunt off. I can just soak up this puddle for the raid. So here we go. So there's another Arcanetic Ring. Hide behind the blue again. We can run into the pink just fine. So here we go. And now we want to stack again. Actually, at this point, I got the taunt off. So there's the other blue ad. We have an Arcanetic Ring in 30 seconds, so we can successfully run over here. I got the taunt off of me, so I can soak up this puddle. Arcanetic Ring is happening in 15. We have time. Tanker a little bit closer here. Let me pick up the buff, make sure everybody else gets the buff. This fight is very placement heavy, but as long as you know what's happening, like Arcanetic Ring is about to happen, so I'm going to stay behind this blue orb right here. And actually, we're going to need to hop over this. That was really bad, that she actually teleported and did her Arcanetic Ring right on top of where we had the blue ad. So we did get a lot of people down. I've never seen that happen where she actually jumps right on it. We're gonna pick up this ad over here. Remember, let's get some cleave going. Although I don't know how successful this is going to be anymore, because we do have 3 people down. So it's going to start getting heavy. Alright, let's pull this guy away. Actually, I was going to run a little closer over there, but there's no need. So I'll just pop some Ignore Pain, start absorbing this for us. As long as he doesn't get the debuff, I can just keep soaking this up for my whole group. Actually, that's the debuff on him, so I'll taunt off. We do have another slow elemental. Also, something for all the tanks: don't leap over this beam. If you do that, you will die. That beam just one-shots you if you decide to jump over it. If you are one of the tanking classes that can jump and leap around. So hopefully I get a taunt off right now. Also, nobody absorbed that arcane bomb, unfortunately. Since we no longer have Arcanetic Ring in this phase, we can... Oh, actually, the other tank just went down. Alright. Yeah, this was... That phase 1 really messed us up. I had never seen her do that, but... I guess she can. And again, there's not enough people up right now, so there's nobody soaking up the bombs. Jeff, I prefer paladin tanks to pair up with, just because they have a little bit of utility they can offer. They can throw up a good bop and kind of get rid of stacks of something. They can throw up a hand of sack if for some reason you burn a cooldown too soon and you're taking in a ton of damage. They can do bubble taunt. Like paladin tanks have a lot to offer, and I enjoy tanking with them. So we do have to pop cooldowns. We're tanking both things and we shouldn't be. But it's out of necessity. Actually, the other tank just got B-resed. We are good. Alright, we can run out of here. Again, no more Arcanetic rings, so we don't have to worry about that placement so much anymore. We just gotta worry about killing them in order. So it's blue ads first, then pink ad, then Elisande. Here it is. I'm just going to go ahead and soak this up. I did get the burst on me, so what I'm going to do is going to jump into the slow to slow down that burst. I don't want that burst to go off at the same time as everyone else, especially because we have people down. It's just going to make the damage that much more. So since there is no other tanking target up right now, no other pink ad, I'm just soaking up all the puddles. Alright, here's the other tanking ad I just blew up. Stack them on each other just so that everybody can get some good cleave damage going. We are getting blue ad up. Get a few more cleaves in here. I was just doing in the middle of a Nelt's Fury. So we did drop that pink ad a little bit further away from blue, which is exactly where we want it to be. So here we go. Again, for the other tank, if you're not actively tanking, here it is. I got a taunt off on me, so I'm going to go ahead and just soak up the puddles. Alright. At this point, she's down to 29%. We don't have to worry about puddles that much anymore. I'm just going to keep an eye out for any ads. We have an ad coming in 3 seconds. Alright, so again, we're just going to cleave him down. Blue ad is priority. We can focus down on Elisande at this point. And there we go. So I already do have a Titan Forged helmet or Warforged helmet from Elisande. So no need to use my bonus roll. Those bonus rolls are for Gul'dan, so he can give me my damn pants already. Hey Christian, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna go straight to Gul'dan now. Right on up there. And I know it's been said many times on this stream, but Gul'dan, I want you to drop my pants. That's all I ever wanted. Just keep throwing all that AP into this weapon. Oh, somebody's giving this away. It's intel. somehow I became raid leads. I guess the old leader. Yeah, somehow I became raid leads. We do need some more DPS. We had 12 DPSers, so let's just get some DPS in here. Alright, so we're looking for... I'm going to be tanking the Fel Lord, and we're looking for a few more people. Just a few more DPS here. And this guy was raid lead, so we'll just go ahead and do that. We just need a few more DPS at this point. 2, 4, 10 should be ideal. So we do have these two. Just pick up these two guys right away, filling up the group. Andrew, I only have one legendary on my warrior, which are my gloves. So even though I only have one, fortunately it's the best legendary, but I really want those bracers as well. Yes, I have gotten pugs that do get to me. Absolutely. I try to be a calm person, but my first live stream on this channel was the day that Mythic Pluses came out, and that day I got 2 people. I pugged with 3 people. I knew 1 person in the group, and every time we started a boss fight in a Mythic Plus 2 Black Rook hold, 1 person would DC, and he said that his computer couldn't handle the fight. And day 1, like the first hour of Mythic Pluses being live, I had a depleted keystone, and it really got to me. And I spent like an hour with that group just wiping on that Mythic Plus. It was pretty terrible. But yeah, every now and then groups get to me. Absolutely. I think it's normal at this point. 249, perfect group size at this point. Just go over and steamroll Gul'dan real quick. Jeff, when I play my healer, I actually get a little more aggravated because I hate having to cast on people that are standing on fires. Also, something that I do out of just nature at this point is I normally watch where people are and what they're doing. It's not just focusing on me and like what's going on here. So I might be looking at, you know, a corner and I see who stands in what, and it frustrates me when people stand in like a big ball of fire. There are some things that are a little bit hidden, and I can see like, all right, that's a little bit of a mechanic that you can't see. But if there's a giant pile of fire and you're not even trying to move, you're just tanking that fire, I can get frustrated. So as a healer, I can get a little bit more frustrated. I leveled up my healer to 110, started doing heroics, and started getting frustrated. And that's why I haven't finished gearing up my healer. So we lost 1 healer. We can fill up a little bit more DPS, but definitely 1 more healer. I would say 1 healer and 2 DPS, 2, 4, 11. A little bit more DPS heavy for Gul'dan. Just because I've seen Gul'dan hit that Zerk timer a few times. Christian, I think communication is very, very, very important. I know I've joined quite a few. When Nighthold was very fresh, first week the Nighthold was out, I was joining random pugs and hopping into Discord with them, and if they didn't know the fight, I had to, you know, kind of assume the position of having to teach everyone. So a well-educated team is going to be less frustrating than a non-educated team. But since everyone doesn't know it already, you should take it upon yourself to educate people. And I'm talking about you just give them the TLDR version. Just give them a little abridged footnotes version. Hey, watch out for a giant purple fireball that's going to be coming at your face. You're going to want to dodge that. You know, give everyone an abridged version. There's no need for spell names. There's no need for all of these big, long, complicated instructions. Something else that I find to this day I always do, I always whisper my co-tank. I'll be in a random pug and I always whisper my co-tank and I say, because normally every mechanic is built to have a taunt off or to have ads, and one tank needs to be doing one job while another one does a different job. So it's always good to be on the same page. When two tanks are fighting for the same position, like let's say Scorpyron, if me and the other tank are both fighting to tank the boss, we're both taking Arcano slash damage. That's going to frustrate our healers. Nobody's going to be picking up the ads. So always whispering the other tank and saying, do you want boss or ads, or do you want first on boss? That's a nice bare minimum of communication is going to save you a lot of trouble. And yeah, I've made quite a few tanking videos and Nighthold specific videos. But I have a whole series called Tanking Made Easy if you're barely starting off tanking. But I haven't covered the social aspect of tanking yet, which is something I will be doing soon. All right, we got repairs. Hey Jeff, just out of curiosity, did you see the video I put out yesterday? Because that was not tanking related, and I just want to see what you thought of it. Alright, so we have a full group, 2-4-10, a little more DPS focused. Perfect. So I'm going to be picking up the Fel Lord. Is that what it is? DPS stand on fires on purpose? You're like, yeah, you know what? That druid is still over 90% mana. Let me just jump into these Fel Flames real quick. Did I just see a healer druid cast a Solar Wrath? Not on my watch. Every cooldown, every global cooldown should be used on a heal. Not gonna be happening here. Not again, druid. So since I am tagging the Fel Lord, I'm gonna pick him up right now. Something else you can do with the Fel Lord, tank him right on top of Gul'dan, get some good cleaves going. Gul'dan doesn't kick you out until the third ad comes out, which is the Jailer. But since the Inquisitor is priority, do stack on that. Let's get my Shatter Essence, my I don't want to die button. We are going to have the beam right there. Not enough people moving out of the beam. Oh man, we're just tanking right through that beam, aren't we? So fortunately, nobody's gone down, nobody's died. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Trapper now, just because Heroic Leap just completely nullifies him. Or I'm gonna get it taunted off me. That's fine. So here we go, phase 2. Make sure to hug the bubble at the beginning of phase 2. So since I did tank the Fel Lord, I don't have this button ready for the first chains. So I'm gonna have to pop my shield wall if I want to cheese my own bonds. Again, with Gul'dan in phase 2, you do not want to. Here we go. Here are the bonds. So what I'm gonna taunt off. Also, you do not want to tank Gul'dan facing the outside platform, because when he does do empowered bonds, he will knock you back. And as a tank, if you're out by the edge in phase 2, he'll knock you off. I've seen it happen. I've had demon hunters just fly off the edge here. So again, during eyes, I always move back because the melee is just going to run through the boss and start tunneling those eyes. So since you don't want to stand in the way of your DPS, just move him back a little bit. Rotate him around this circle. The other tank is completely on it right now as far as popping Fell Scythe as soon as he needs to. So this is looking promising. Here's first empowered bonds. So again, shield wall, spell reflect, break it myself. And there we go. For the next one, I will have my button ready to go to pop my own bonds, but I'm going to let this other tank keep it for now. And again, every time you go into those Fell Scythe to pop that Fell Scythe, you can pop your shield reflect or your spell reflect just because it is magic damage. If you're a DK, this means anti-magic shell. Whatever it is that you have to mitigate magic damage, use it during that scythe. Right before you walk into Gul'dan for that scythe, just pop that. So here we go, spell reflect. Here we have the empowered bond, so I taunt off. The other tank is going to be sitting out here in the back, hopefully getting help. So that was a lot of people running through me right there. So he is up to 6 stacks of his buff, which really hurts. Alright. Doesn't last too long though. So for the next bonds, I'll be able to use my tanking oh shit button just fine. So again, eyes, when those eyes go up, I run away. Here we have the empowered bond. Pop it myself by using that button. Phase 3, you don't have that button anymore, but then again, you don't have the empowered bonds. So there's no need for that. That boss could be moved back a little bit more, but it's okay. Alright, gonna pop that Fell Scythe. Oh, there's a healer right on him. Pop that spell reflect and run in there. So here we go, empowered bonds. I'm gonna taunt off. And phase 3, we do still have to break these bonds though. So I'm gonna go over here and help split that. Now in phase 3, you do want to be on the edge. So just like in phase 2, you didn't want to. Now you absolutely 100% want to be on the edge. So I'm gonna move him way over here, as close to the edge as possible. I do want to kind of aim inwards a little bit, just because when that storm comes in, or actually that too, people were dropping Flame of Sargeras right on the melee. So here we go, we have the eye. This is when I use my Neltharian's Fury to kind of burn through the eye as well. So melee is running out of space. There's a lot of flames being dropped there. So I'll just keep moving backwards a little bit. Where's the other tank? Here it is. Pop that scythe. Something that could be done when he does do Black Harvest, he gets more souls in here. As the off tank, if you just pop the scythe, so let's say right here, I just popped that scythe for us. run in and you can absorb 1 or 2 souls before you have to run back and pop another scythe. So that's something else you could be doing that's going to be helping out the group a lot. Alright, we're going to have a storm. Here it is. Let's run away. And that was actually perfect that I got to pop the scythe right before running away. Intentional, clearly. Alright. So I need to move again. We have the eye, and we do have a lot of flames. Remember, you always want your DPSers to have more than enough room. Giving them, 1 or 2 meters to squeeze into is no fun for anyone. So there are the souls over there, so we could be popping this Fell Scythe right here, and that tank could run in and absorb 2 of those. Just something else to do. Besides, because in Phase 3, you only need the other tank to pop the Scythe debuff every few seconds. So we do have a storm coming very soon. He is not going to go down before the storm, but he might go down before the next empowered eye, which is good. We won't have to deal with it. We can actually tunnel him at this point. There's no need to kill the next eye. I mean, he might even die just from existing with all those dots. Yeah, no need to kill that eye. Just focus Gul'dan and give me my tier pants. Come on! No, extra roll? No, that's not my pants. That's a really interesting trinket. So I'm glad I got it now, but unfortunately not tier pants. It's not bad if you are in a coordinated raid situation when you have people that can swap off and then tank for you, especially in a fight like Star or Krosus. This might be helpful. I think Krosus would be a little bit more helpful. Help you survive a little bit more stacks. We'll see. But we did get something out of it. But alright. Time to find another group to do the rest of these bosses in normal. And Michael, pugs do okay up until Spellblade. Exactly what Jeff said. The first 3 bosses are relatively easy. They don't do a ton of damage. The mechanics aren't super duper difficult. Most groups start encountering difficulty on Spellblade. So if you can actually kill Spellblade, you'll be in a good group. But most pugs can do bosses 1 through 3 no problem. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, it was a little bit different. I made a completely non-tanking video, and I just wanted some input. Wanted to make sure it was up to quality. So we're gonna jump into another group. We did do Elisande. Actually, those are the only 2 bosses we've done so far. So here we go. 5th boss. I don't know if that means Krosus, Tichondrius, or Star. But we'll see what boss they're talking about. So we got our repairs in. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to keep farming Gul'dan later on for my 2 extra rolls. But we're gonna jump into this group. They say they're on the 5th boss, but I don't know who they mean by the 5th boss. Oh, Krosus. Alright. So we'll be doing Krosus next. Which actually, we have a really nice Krosus piece already. But after that, the group will probably do Tich. And Tich is not bad. I could use a slightly upgraded shoulder. So we're gonna run over here to Krosus. They're already pulling trash. I am not a fan of the trash right before Krosus. That trash really hurts. And something else that happens that I don't know if a lot of people know. As soon as you do Krosus and Khadgar's down there and he teleports you up, he actually teleports you to the middle of this, which pulls this group. But it's okay, we won't tell anyone. We'll see what happens as soon as we kill Krosus. So just in case you're with your guild group, you want to clear all that trash before. Because or else you will have people running into that right after Krosus. So we're just building up a little bit of rage. I'm not actively tanking this Infernal, the other tank is. So save up the rage, get 2 full IPs before running into the next group. Not everybody's here, I don't think. No, a lot of people are still running in. So this group has done the first 4 bosses. So Scorpyron, Chronomatic, Trilliax, and Spellblade. I'm going to assume right after Krosus we're going to run into Tich. Which, oh, here we go. So somebody did pull that group, so we're not going to see anyone die from that right after the boss fight. But again, Krosus is a lot of magic damage via the debuff. So the best thing you can do to mitigate as much of that damage as you can is to pop your magic absorption right after the other tank taunts off of you. So whether that's 4 stacks or 5 stacks, hopefully it doesn't get to 6, but just in case it does, save your magic mitigation until you're at your highest amount of stacks, which is right after they taunt off, and then pop your magic absorption. Just to try to absorb as much as the highest spikes so that you take the least amount of damage. Because that debuff can tick for 1 mil. Alright. I hate this trash. Hopefully we don't die. Alright. This trash is not wiping us. Alright. So with Krosus, avoid the beams, taunt at 4 or 5 stacks of the debuff, absorb all of the fire that's being transcribed to the ground, telegraphed to the ground, and if you have the bomb, run away. Should be simple enough. Let's see if everybody's here. Yep, everybody's here. So again, I will whisper the off tank. So I'll whisper the off tank, the other tank, to make sure that we're both on the same page. The other tank wants to tank the left, so I'll be tanking the right. There are some people that have certain preferences to tank, certain sides or certain things. Like Scorpyron, I prefer tanking the boss rather than the ads. So it's always good to check with your other tank to make sure you guys are on the same page. So again, here I'll take the right. The dangers of not communicating with your tank, you both take the same side, Slam doesn't get soaked, and you all get one shot. So it's always good to communicate. Also, one other thing, with stacking debuffs, it's always good to know who's going to take first aggro. So the other tank is taking first aggro. That means I'm going to go real light for the time being. I'm going to double charge in there, get as much rage as I can. We got one healer that dropped right now. We were at 2-4-10, but even if we don't pick up a healer... Oh, there it is. We're trying to summon somebody else. Alright, we're not pulling that. Alright, so we're gonna get a summon on that other healer and then we'll go in. I don't know how many demon hunters are gonna fall off. Actually, I don't think I've gotten too many people that fall off. Fortunately, my groups don't have that many people that fall off. Yeah, I don't think I've had too many groups where 3 or 4 people die from falling off. Hopefully this group isn't like that. There are a total of 3 demon hunters. Hopefully all of them survive. Hey Tyler, how's it going? Nighthold is going pretty good. We're on Krosus. This is the second group that we've jumped into. We did Elefar. We did Elisande. We did Gul'dan. Unfortunately, no tier pants. So we did the taunt off at 4. Hopefully the same happens. So there's 4 stacks. Here's the slam. And there's a taunt off. So I'm going to pop my spell reflect and start absorbing as much of this as I can. We didn't have enough melee there to absorb that. Actually, I don't think we have enough melee to absorb everything in the front anyway. It's looking pretty barren up here. So that was the second slam. So next slam, the bridge breaks. We'll see if anyone fails to that mechanic. Hopefully not. Here it is. No, we're good. So again, use Spell Reflect as soon as the other tank taunts off to start absorbing that damage. We did get a Demon Hunter that decided to absorb the slam with us for some reason, but to his defense, he didn't run off the bridge. Yeah, he didn't jump off the bridge, but look, he was standing right in the middle of that slam with me. So yeah, also depending on your class, you might have your magic absorption ready every single time. Spell Reflect seems to be up every single time that taunt off happens. That was 2 slams. The next slam is going to be the 3rd one. We're going to need to run away right now. Alright. So we did get a taunt off nice and early on that one. This other tank is on it with all these taunt offs. But it does seem like we have enough deeps to do this without the bridge running out. So there's the taunt off too. Again, Spell Reflect is ready to absorb all of that magic damage for me. Oh, well, not all of it, but it's there. It's there for me. So this next slam is going to be the one that breaks the bridge again. But we might not even get to it. 3, 2... Alright. That's actually the best Krosus attempt I think I've had. And no loot, and there's no need for me to use it. I already have my chest piece from here. Tyler, the 2 and 4 piece, they help out with blocking. So the 2 piece helps me critically block an extra 20%. So what that does is it basically gives me, you know, like a pseudo 20% mastery. And the 4 set, when I crit block, I get an extra 5 rage. So right now my crit block is up to 36. With that 2 set, actually it's when shield block is up. So let me see what shield block. So every attack is going to be blocked. So that basically gives me a crit block chance of 56% with the 2 piece. And then every time I crit block, I get more rage. Yeah, I haven't gotten my tier pants yet, unfortunately. But today's going pretty good. Not a whole ton of wipes. And actually, I just completed my quest for the talisman. So let's turn that in. Since I was in a group that killed Elisande earlier. And that's an upgrade. It's an upgrade if I enchant it though. Right now I'd be losing too much haste. But I'm definitely gonna enchant this when the raid is over and get that. So we are going to be doing Star. That's what the group decided to do, Star, which is fine. Tichondrius, I already have the shoulders. Star, I don't have those boots yet. Thank you. That is a really nice Nike. I do need to enchant it though. And David, yes, if you have your bonus rolls work. So I've done Gul'dan every week. I do him maybe like 3 times, and I use all my bonus rolls. Last week I used all my bonus rolls on him. This week I'm gonna do the same. So yeah, you can always spend a bonus roll. You just don't get the normal. The normal roll does not exist anymore. So you kill Gul'dan, you have to use a bonus roll to try to get any loot. But I've gotten plenty of loot. What else did I get from him? I believe this neck piece might be from him. I don't remember. But I definitely have, or maybe it was this thing that was from. No, that's Mythic 12. Yeah, I've gotten upgrades after the first kill for sure. Oh, I'm jealous of that. Getting your pants on the first try. Although I'll tell you what, I'm pretty lucky to have my 4 set already. I know plenty of people that have been in here a lot and are struggling with their 2 set. So can't complain too much. The only piece that I don't really care for are the gloves, and they do drop from Star, which we're going to be doing right now. Max, what's going on? Chat, I just want you guys to know that Max is the reason why I'm not getting my pants from Gul'dan. He did put a curse on me last week. He cursed me with not being able to get any pants from Gul'dan. And yeah, most of us are struggling because the tier set is a bit of an eye level downgrade and our secondary stats are not that good. But they did a good job with the tier set bonuses. It's something that every class wants. It's definitely upgrades. Max, is your job the kind of job where you have meetings about meetings? It's like, hey, yeah, we have a meeting next week. Can we meet about that? Can we meet about the meeting next week? Hopefully you get your 4-piece this week. We'll all pray to RNGesus for you. Yeah, something that's really cool with the tier set is that the tier set works with all of it, so you can get 1 piece in LFR, 2 pieces in normal, and 1 piece in heroic, and you'll still complete your 4-piece. It's not different tier set bonuses. It's all the same. So like I have an LFR cloak, and even though it's an item level downgrade, getting the 4-piece is very, very nice. Oh, okay. That's cool, Max. Ooh. Are you guys on do you guys have heroic down yet? Like do you just farm normal on day 1 of raids and just start doing heroic? Progressing? Tyler, the week just reset yesterday, so you have another 5 days to do LFR. and that might increase your odds of getting some tier sets. So here we are in Star again, just like Deja Vu. The other group we had was not taking care of the ad, so hopefully this one's a little bit better. We one-shot Krosus, so I hope so. How's our team looking? 249? Perfect. No, Max, you need to convince him to run into Heroic this week. You guys can get the first 3 bosses down real nice. The first 3 bosses are not going to be a challenge. Spellblade is going to be frustrating, but you can just skip Spellblade, go straight to Krosus. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, if you don't have the heroic hell, yeah, for sure. The weekly time walking. Actually, I don't know what time walking is this week. It is Cataclysm. Cataclysm time walking. It's not bad. Oh, I bet, Tyler. That's a nice trinket. Yeah, that's a really nice trinket from Scorp, especially on fights like this. Alright, so he wants to... okay. So this tank wants to do something a little bit different. All of the group is going to pour into purple. We stand on X and Skull and just run in there and cleanse on purple. I'm pretty sure some people are going to get frozen. Yeah, it's a normal Nighthold item. All right. So the way that this other tank wants to do it is a completely new way. I've never done it this way before. I am hoping I don't just flop over and die. But what he wants to do is you take all 3 stacks of the meteor, and then you run into the group and cleanse. So I have to be able to take all 3 stacks. So let me just start building up my ignore pains now. This is a little bit terrifying for all this magic damage. And just like that, no more ignore pain. So let's see. He said he's going to take all 3 of them. The strategy should work. It's just going to be a lot of damage. Alright, so there he is running in with all 3 stacks. So here's the first hit on me. So I'll pop my spell reflection on the 3rd one. Actually, I'll pop it right now. Yeah, that really hurts. So I'm pop last stand. Survive that. Yeah, that works, but that's a lot of damage. I think I definitely prefer the 2 group tanking setup a lot better. I mean, we're going to burn the boss down right now. I don't even know if he's going to be able to cleanse. his 3 stacks, that is. I don't think I will. So there he is. He has to cleanse his stacks. That's gonna hurt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop my Spell Reflect now. Alright, so that kind of worked out. I got a little scared there at the end. Tyler, I'm glad you guys were able to get that down then. I know you said you were worried because it was your first time running in there, but I'm glad you were able to. If you have any questions this week on anything else, you let me know. So there it is. I have the taunt off at this point. He's gonna go around cleansing. Like I stated earlier, melee is a little bit more important to cleanse because melee is limited on their area. Ranged has the whole big platform to run to and run around in, so melee is a little bit more important to cleanse first. Alright, there's the taunt off, hopefully. Yeah, I see the taunt off. So, let me take a look. Alright, here we go, cleansing this area a little bit, and then here's a nice little cluster. So we do have this healer here that's actually dropping on melee, unfortunately. So next phase, if the other tank doesn't clean up melee, I definitely will be. Alright, he did clean it up a little bit. There's 3 or 4 places for each melee to stand, so we're good now. So here we go. Hopefully that Demon Hunter moves a little bit. Alright, perfect. So again, I like to spam Thunderclap while I'm out here. Gives me a little bit more rage, and... oh, I thought we were going to the next phase already. Alright, there it is. Transitioning over. So the other tank is going to be getting the ad first, and I will be on the boss. If the ad dies fast enough, there's no need to swap each tank over. So here we go. Switch tanks. And everybody did switch onto the ad. Perfect. So again, when that cast time finishes, do not be looking at the ad. It's exactly like the Usher flashlight in Karazhan. So another thing is these little ads do a melee hit. It's not the main focus, but if you are a warrior tank, it's worth it to spend a little bit of your resource on popping shield block. So that ad is down now. I do have 61 stacks of the debuff. Alright, I'm going to taunt back off just so that I can get the ad this next time. The ad also does do physical damage, so if you are tanking the ad, you can be made aware of that. So at this point, we are going to focus on the boss. We do have plenty of DPS. Should be fine doing that. I only see one person getting feared, so perfect. We have people that know mechanics, which is great. But yeah, the DPS is doing really good. I mean, you see that he's down to 8%. He will get burnt down. Alright, and he should go down before the next... Actually, no, we are going to get one more Witness the Void. Alright, and then Star should go down. He's down to 1%. Yeah, he's going down even just the dots at this point. Perfect. Hey! Speaking of only having one legendary... So now I really need those pants from Gul'dan so that I can throw this guy on. Not the best legendary, but hey, it's a nice item level upgrade. The advantage of not dropping stacks. Thank you everyone. It's a nice item level bump up. It'll be a nice stamina and strength upgrade. Won't equip it now just because of my 4-set bonus, but as soon as I get my pants, throwing these guys on for sure. Yeah, Haste Mastery. That's really nice. Yeah, I should actually hit 890. You're right. Equipped 882, item level 891. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, that hype is real with that legendary. And now we don't even have to do the upgrade quest just because legendaries drop at 940. Nice, Tyler. The 890 club. Oh, something else to note with this trash leading up to bot. This stun effect right here. If your tanks get stunned, this is a magic effect. You can just cleanse it off of them. If not, man, your tanks are going to go down. That effect always hurts. But if you have the debuff, just run out. That way your tanks don't get stunned. That's the easy way of avoiding it. But these ads definitely hurt. I don't know why anyone pulled these many. But this means we're running over to bot next. Bot is a fun fight. I don't mind Botanist at all. Get to use my heroic leap a lot. Ooh, good luck. I don't know what the affixes this week are, actually. But good luck on that plus 15. I haven't done any Mythic Pluses this week, so I'm not sure what they are. I did also hear that they are trying to rework and retune the Mythic Plus affixes for 7.2. That's not terrible, actually. I think any week without Skittish or Necrotic is pretty good. Should be a good week for you to try to hit a plus 15. Timo, thank you for hopping into the stream and thank you for watching. You have a good night. Oh, okay. Yeah, Volcanic can catch you off guard. For sure. Yeah, I think I move too much when I tank. I definitely like spazzing out when I tank a little bit. I used to move a lot when I would tank, and I don't know if you guys have seen some of my first few videos, but I really like moving left and right when I tank, especially when I'm about to shield slam. I like moving into the shield slam. Oh no, we pulled that one group. Yeah, if you pull this group down here, you're gonna die. And the stuns and no dispels on them. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I really like moving when I'm tanking for some reason. Just hitting Q and E, doing this a lot. And if you guys saw my first few videos, I would do it a lot, and then I noticed that some of you guys might get motion sickness from me just moving constantly. So I try to get out of the habit of it. Hopefully everybody wiped so that trash resets. There's no need to pull that group. Tyler, Necrotic, when they added Devastator for Warriors, Skittish, when they added Necrotic for Warriors, our DPS went up so much that Skittish is not an issue anymore. Skittish is definitely not a big deal. Oh, the crafted legendaries have their procs in them now? I didn't know that the procs finally came out. I know that they had just given like placeholder stat sticks in them. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. And yeah, this trash is definitely ugh. And yeah, Tyler, for myself for Necrotic, it's definitely having to get a Thunderclap in, so a snare, and then just running away. Snare to a leap. Yeah, I don't blame you, Tyler. Skittish is one of those that can really frustrate a tank. So it seems like the raid leader left. Let's take a look. See where everybody is. If the raid leader dropped, we need one more tank. Okay, everybody's just standing out here. We might switch over to Titch. We'll see. If we get one more tank and one more healer, we can just go ahead and steamroll Titch, because we'll be a little more DPS focused. And Jeff, I'm glad I didn't drop crafting. I made a ton of money when Nighthold came out, and I dropped Titch on what, like day 2 with a pug or something like that. I got the Fellbound harness, and I made a ton of gold selling the green Fell core. I made almost 1 mil. Close. I got very close. And yeah, Tyler, I can see that. It's also just frustrating. It reminds me of like back in the days of having to wait for your tank to pick up aggro and then jumping in. Yeah, Jeff, let me see if I can show. This was Nighthold, and then I got the plans from Titch. I trained, so I invested all of my money into maxing out my my profession, my blacksmithing, and then every sale of the Fell Core Hound, And then this was me just spending stuff. I think I bought some tokens here. So this is me buying in-game money. But this is all me selling that mount. It was a very good growth. So hopefully this group hops over to Tichondrius instead of Botanist. Yeah, definitely the profession to be when this expansion launched was an herbalist. That for sure. Herbalist made a killing when this expansion came out. Like there was no question about it. So we're waiting for a summon and for one more tank actually. As soon as we get another tank, we can run back in. I'm trying to convince them to go to Tich instead. I find Tich a much more interesting fight, but I don't mind Botanist either. Probably just because Tich is a lot more easy mode for us tanks. Alright. Gonna need to transmog this. Actually, I just realized that my current shoulders don't have the boon of the Blood Hunter, right? The one for Blood of Sargeras. I need to do that. We just got another tank, 2-4-10. It's a nice group. Getting our summons in. Alright, we are running back to Botanist. I don't think Botanist has any upgrades. The ring would be nice for my haste versatility set for Star. But yeah, all the rest of it's not really upgrades, unfortunately. Alright, let's just start getting some pulls going. Hopefully someone else interrupts the mana worm. I already used my interrupt. Oh no, stun. That stun. Oh, there it is. Here's the death. Here's the death. 2%. I thought I was going down on that one for sure. That stun is just the bane of my existence in this trash. That is the only reason why I don't like this trash. No one seems to run out of the group when they get that. They stun the tank. Nobody seems to cleanse it. It's all bad. Yeah, you definitely see that in LFR. It's almost like if it's the the Meteor and Xavius. They're like, oh, I have to split up the damage. I don't want to take all this damage by myself. Must split damage. But for those of you that are just joining in, we did Elefar, we did Elisande and Gul'dan already. We just finished Star, so we haven't hopped into the first 3 bosses on normal. We just went ahead and did those on Elefar. We're about to pull Botanist, really. Not too far away from that. And with this group, we actually did do Krosus as well. So we've actually done most of the bosses. We haven't done the first 4, although we did the first 3 in Elefar, and then we haven't even seen Tich today, and that's the one we haven't seen for sure. And Spellblade, Tich and Spellblade. But I'm definitely going to go back to Gul'dan and use my 2 extra rolls on him this week. Because the sooner I get those pants, the sooner I can equip my brand new legendary. I go ahead and clear this too, even though it's not necessary, just because I have seen people run all the way out here. So there's the stun. Yep. Oh, insta-death. Yeah, this magic damage is always gonna hurt. Paired that up with a stun, so I have no avoidance on anything else, on any of the melees in between. Someone started raging about getting out of the raid when they have the debuff. All right, one more pat. So again, with Botanist, tanks should taunt off every 4 to 6 stacks. The only way to reduce the damage you're taking from the stacks is for the other tank to actually take less damage. So as an off tank, you can't really reduce the damage you're taking too much unless you have absorption, so ignore pain. But shield block isn't going to do anything if you're an off tank. But if you're the main tank, the active tank, you should be popping shield block as much as you can to help with that. So you can actually save your active mitigation as a tank for when you're actively tanking. Unless your active mitigation is a bubble, but I don't know if there's a class that really has that. An absorb. So before you pull Botanist, the things you want to really get out in order, I mean, the things you really want to talk about is the orb order that you're going to be killing in, and which tank is going to be taking the first debuff. Besides that, all of the other mechanics are just having to be dealt with when they come out, but there's no real rhyme or reason. The only ones that have a rhyme or reason is who tanks first in the orb order. Alright, cool, Tyler. Thanks for hopping in the stream. And that sounds delicious, too. So we don't have any world markers for some reason, so I'm going to go ahead and throw some out here. I think they spawn something like this. I could be wrong. I think they spawn like very close to this, very close to this, and very close to this. And I don't know who the other tank is now, because it did switch over. Alright, so let's just whisper the other tank, make sure we're on the same page. Alright, so I'm going to be doing first tank here. So I'm going to be keeping up my active mitigation up while I'm the active tank. What's up, Sebastian? Welcome to the stream. You missed out, Sebastian, by like 20 minutes. We got a legendary drop live on stream. So let's do a slash pull 15. I got the legendary shoulders. Alright. So there it is, 5 stacks, and he taunted off. Let's see where this collapse is going to be. It's going to be right on us. So let's jump out of that. Taunt off. My stacks fell off. So perfect. So there we go. Just make sure you taunt often in this fight. Just because the stacks in this fight rotate very fast, so you have to be on it. I'm up to 7. Hopefully there is a taunt off. There's a controlled chaos. Run away. So here we have another solar collapse. Perfect. We don't need to do anything for that one. So here we go. Here are the parasites. Remember, even as a tank, like if they run past me, if they're close enough, I'll go out there and shockwave them. It's always good to help out a little bit, especially if you have the utility too. Not every DPS has the ability or the utility to be able to do any of that. So since I do run shockwave, it is good for me to do that. Alright. There's the second sphere going down right now, and then the third one's just going to be left alone. I need a taunt off. There's the taunt off. Perfect. Right on time. Something else, if you want to pop active mitigation at a certain point, you should probably do it when those orbs are about to hit you. So let's run out of that solar flare. When those orbs hit you, they do a ton of magic damage. So that's when you can pop your magic mitigation. The controlled chaos is behind us. We should be fine here. It shouldn't hit us. Yeah, we'll be fine right here. And we have the next orbs coming very, very soon. Here they are. Again, cleave them down as fast as you can. I'm up to 10 stacks. I don't think the other tank is going to taunt off at this point. He taunted off the Solarist. And he taunted him twice at this point. So I'm probably going to go down here. There it is. 18 stacks though. That's going to really hurt. Alright. And there's a solar flare. Even if you need to run in temporarily really fast, just like I did there, because the first hit was going to hit me right on. So I ran into it and then had to leap out. So here we go, controlled chaos. Again, I'm up to 10 stacks, unfortunately. I don't know if he's taunting the right one. So I'll pop shield wall here, just to live through this. Alright, so 20 stacks unfortunately, but we should be fine. Alright, there it is. Here's the taunt off. So again, pop shield reflect right before that dies. So I do like to stack on top of plasma spheres as they happen. So since we lost the other one due to the healing, we will stack here. So here we have another heal. We'll keep rotating. The most important thing is that you don't stand on the heal. It looks like the parasites are getting a little bit out of hand. Hopefully they pick them up. Again, this is the right time to pop your anti-magic. And here we have the solar flare. I'm going to taunt off. And even during those phases, try not to run through the heal. Even though it can get a little messy sometimes, this fight gets very, very chaotic. We should be fine in this spot. Yeah, I had 14 stacks at that point. I don't think the boss is going to go down this attempt, but we got pretty close. Yeah, 10% isn't bad. We can clean up a few things here or there. Sebastian, congrats on your bracers. And Eric, the standard cutoff is between 4 to 6. 4 is if you're exactly at the right time to taunt off, you can get away with doing 4 every time. But anywhere between 4 and 6. The debuff isn't that harmful in normal mode. It's not gonna kill you that, you know, instantly. But once you start getting over 10, it starts getting real dangerous. So yeah, that was a little bit sloppy, but we'll be fine. I think the parasites got a little out of control there towards the end. So if people focus parasites again, we should be fine. Sebastian, you should. So it's High Botanist first, but when he splits up, it is the Arcanist. So it goes from High Botanist like this guy right here, big yellow dude, and when he splits up, you should be taunting the blue guy. So it's either High Botanist or Arcanist. He's the one that does the debuff. So this guy or this guy. Asini, you're yeah, DPS is way too valuable. You need to do like a nice write-up or a nice video, Asini, with the whole DPS needs to stand on fire so that healers are on it and actually healing, gives them something to do. DPS is too precious to be wasted on ads. We should probably pick up this turtle when the boss fight starts to get some more cleave damage going. There's another one over here. So we'll get another pull going here. Is our whole group here? Let me do a ready check. Oh, alright. As soon as everybody's ready, we'll get a pull 15 going. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so I'll get first tank on him. We'll keep him relatively close to where the orbs are going to spawn. We don't need to do that much heavy movement in the very beginning. Here's a solar collapse. It's right on us. So I'll taunt and jump out. So I should get the taunt off soon. I'm up to 6. There it is. So here are some parasitic fretters on melee. I went ahead and just did some damage on those. Did a shockwave on them. So I should get a taunt off soon. So I am up to 10 stacks, unfortunately. There's the taunt off. So we do have one person down already, which is not a good sign. I don't know what he died to. So the solar collapse is out of our reach. Perfect. So you see, High Botanist kind of changed the way he looks. Yeah, you don't. Oh, jeez. Whoever is not actively tanking the boss should pick up the other ad. So at that point, I had the main boss. So if you don't have the main boss at the time, you should pick up whatever comes from the split up. Whether it's the Naturalist or the Solarist. So again, the parasites look like they're getting a little bit out of hand. I'm going to go ahead and throw a shockwave on there. Alright, yeah, this parasite. Oh, man, there it is. I'm going to throw another shockwave in there. Here are the orbs. Again, one of them gets DPS down immediately, one of them is for ranged only, and the other one just kind of let it be. So here's another solar collapse. It's not on us. So here's another controlled chaos. Run away. I need to run back in range of the healers. I was getting pretty low there. So we did get the other person that went down up with the B-res. So I mean, I hope we'll be good. I have hope. So the Naturalist is out. He is gonna cast his heal. Time to pick him up. So again, here at this point, I'm just focusing on the Arcanist. All of the other bosses, the aggro should just kind of stick to you. You shouldn't be losing aggro if you're kind of cleaving every now and then. Alright, just keep swapping. So we only have one person down. Hopefully it doesn't add up to too many more. Gotta run away with this guy a little bit. So gotta run him out of that. So I think the parasites are being handled better this time. We'll see how the orbs are exactly handled all the time. Well, my stacks are getting pretty high. Alright. We seem to be doing a little bit better now. 12%, only like 2 people dead. Although my stacks keep getting pretty high. I'm gonna start popping defensive cooldowns. I'm getting pretty low. Here we have a heal up again. The other tank did go down, so at this point, it's just me. I think we're good though. Got it. Alright. And we did get, I think that one's an eye level upgrade, but it's not, the effect isn't that great. So we did get that down. It was very, very sloppy. Very sloppy, but we got it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that effect, unfortunately. You guys are absolutely right. I don't understand why any DPS swaps over. Somebody else does need the relic. I don't know if I can trade it. Since it is an item level upgrade, let's see if I can even trade it. Yeah, it won't let me trade it. Actually, yeah, it will. Alright. For some reason, it didn't work the first 2 times. So, up next, we have Tichondrius. Oh, there we go. 1% isn't... I mean, it's still an upgrade. Like, I have this guy sitting around, but I'm not a fan of the 8% less ignore pain, basically. But I need to look into how much stamina this is gonna give me. It did let me for some reason. It was still an upgrade, but it didn't let me the first 2 times. Threw it in the 3rd time and did let me. So we're moving on to Tich. Should be fun. How's our DPS for that fight? That's unfortunate. We'll see. We'll see if we can do Tich. We did have some low DPSers there. So I won't be holding my breath for Tich with this group. But maybe we can. We do have one Demon Hunter that's just tearing it up. So he just has to carry us, all of us. Don't say that, Max. I'm gonna tank Tich through his enrage. You don't have to worry about it. I'll be able to tank him for at least 2 hits. At least 2 hits on him. Why would he do that? Yeah, no, Tich should just one-shot you indefinitely. The enrages here are like plus 5,000% or something. How did it go to pull this whole room? That must have hurt. The last time that happened with me was the first week of pugging this, I think. People were just running into trash. They're like, hey, it's trash, right? No need for me to keep doing this. Careful on trash? No, thank you. It's interesting. Everybody's got to use their repair bill money. Hey, if your guild provides repairs, doesn't sound like a bad little challenge. But if your guild doesn't provide repairs, it sounds like they might end up hating you as a tank. Yeah, to live that you would need some pretty great healers. It's a lot of damage going out. Yeah, Tyler, do you just run into the clouds too? You're just like, you know what? We need some horrors in here. Why not? We could use more mobs. In Nighthold, it's not as frustrating because you have some pretty nice BOE epics from trash. But I can imagine Heroic Emerald Nightmare can get frustrating. HBDR, I'm not running Devastator right now. For progression, I run Indomitable. And my current eye level is 882. However, I just got a legendary 2 bosses ago. So now I'm 891. I just need to go over there and chant a few things and move a few pieces around. It's okay. Yeah, my guild knows I'm an asshat. It's fine. Bump up what numbers, Max? The item level numbers? I gotta be over 900 at this point. Max, not really. I got shoulders. They're not great, but they're not bad. The best part about them is that they're item level 940, and they're gonna provide a huge strength and stamina bump up. But their effect isn't that crazy. I can just heroic leap more. They're gonna, Tyler, you keep wiping them, they're gonna sit you out of the raid 1 week. They're gonna be like, no, not this week. You can just pug it this week. Later, Warblade, thank you for joining. Thank you for hopping in the stream. Yeah, let's see. Let's 719. Very close. So here's Tichondrius. Oh, let's get a repair. Here's Tichondrius. Again, we're going to have Plagued on one side, Clean on one side, all the ads right here where I'm standing. That's really it. Illusionary Phase, a big thing that I don't see that not enough people do, is stack up. The whole raid group should stack up just so that everybody can get that buff. Is your helm that good? It's just gonna steamroll everything. Like, don't worry about this, guys. I'm gonna solo tank all of Nighthold. You don't have to worry about it. To run Devastator, I would definitely, let's just say this. When you go Indomitable, you get 25% extra HP. If I went over to Devastator and I could still break 5 million HP, I would still run it. But since I lose over 1 million HP, I'm barely over 4 mil with Devastator. On fights like Star, it really hurts. It really is more of a detriment to me. But if I had enough of an item level, if I still had 5 mil after Devastator, I'd be in heaven running Devastator. I prefer Devastator. To just catch DPS off guard, I'm just gonna start leaping onto healers and DPS. Like, hey heals, are you alright? Is healing easy? How about now? Right, yeah, if I could break 5 mil, I would have no problem running Devastator. But on fights like Star, since every fight has such a big magic damage component, and warriors are really at a disadvantage. I mean, our tier set bonus is all about blocking, and every point of mastery is 4 physical damage and 4 blocking. Since we're at such a disadvantage to spell damage, it would be very difficult for me to run Devastator. I really would have to be over 5 mil HP, which I don't know if you even can be, even if you're running mythic raids, that is. So it seems like we're waiting for one healer so we can run 2 4 10. Max, sometimes you gotta keep the healers on their toes. Especially like if your healer has enough time to cast a DPS move, then they should have enough time to heal me heroic leaping to them, right? Yeah, you definitely need to break 4 mil. I know when Devastator first came out, it was before Nighthold. It was everybody was right around that 4 mil mark with Devastator. In fact, even probably a little bit less. And if you were running Heroic Emerald Nightmare, you were still doing okay, but people needed to be on it. Oh wow, doesn't seem like he was doing much healing then. Alright, they want to try 3 healing it. If the 3 healers are on it, we should be able to do it with 3 heals. Tichondrius isn't crazy heavy. As long as people manage their plague correctly, move out of echoes, should be fine. Alright, later Max. Thank you for joining on the stream. See Gul'dan. Yep. Cool, so they're not doing markers. I'll go ahead and start throwing them over here. Alright, there we go. Really, Tyler? Yeah, the normal UI has this little element over here. Click that, and then you click the little flag. And then in that little flag is where you have them all. You can also do macros where you do, I believe it's /WM and a number. Yeah. /WM space numbers 1 through, how many are there? 1 through 8. So you can do /WM space 8, whatever it is. HBDR, I think the cutoff is like 8 or 9. Honestly, I ran Devastator up to an 8, and I was able to complete it, but the affix that week was skittish and what was it? I want to say skittish bolstering. If I was running necrotic, I probably wouldn't run Devastator, but anything above 10, I feel like I need that effective HP pool. I need a bigger HP pool for anything plus 10. So I would say plus 10 is the area where you should start considering dropping Devastator. Wow, Tyler. Actually, that's almost like me. After Wrath, I took a few breaks. Cataclysm I played just for PvP. I didn't tank at all. And Mop, all I did was I hit max level in Mop. I did a few heroics, and I really fell off. Like halfway through Mop, I really fell off and didn't keep doing it. And WoD is the expansion I played the least. Got my garrison, built it up, started leveling up all my little followers, and I was addicted to it for about 2 or 3 months, and then I left it after WoD 2. Yeah, last week was not a good week for affixes, Tyler. I actually didn't run a Mythic Plus last week, just because I saw the affixes and I was like, I don't think I want this in my life. Instead, I focused on just killing Gul'dan over and over again to try to get my pants. Alright, so the leader's back. We should get a pull here going. Oh yeah, Legion is definitely fun. The only thing I don't like about Legion is the artifact power system, just because I need to build up all my other weapons, you know? Like, I have my arms weapon, but I feel like if I invest points in it, they're points wasted that I could be using on prot. So doing stuff like that is really hurting. I don't get to PvP as much, but I am enjoying what content there is. What the hell? We had a pull timer going, but I don't know if you guys saw that. The tank just ran up. He just ran up to the boss. He's like, alright, here's my face. I hope this tank taunts off then. Yep, okay. A little worried there with that tank just running up with their face. We do have a melee DPSer who's in the wrong side. You're on the wrong side of town, bub. So get the taunt off. Here comes Echoes. Make sure you hide behind a pillar. Yep, very much a face pull. Our DPS is not as low as it was when we were on Botanist, so hopefully we don't hit an rage timer or anything like that. Although there's a lot of people with the disease that are just all over the place. One person down so far. Yeah, this isn't looking too great. Illusionary phase coming up. Right after those bloods, we should have the illusionary phase. Yeah, 2 people down just because we're not handling the plague. Look at the clean side. The only people without the plague are the tanks. Oh, and this guy right here, this lonely shaman. So, unfortunately, I don't think this group is gonna be able to down it. And we still have the bloods up. Yeah. A lot of signs pointing to no. We'll see though. Also, during this phase, everybody should be stacked up just to get maximum cleave damage going. We got a decent amount of people enraged. Missing 2 people. Here we're going to have another Feast of Blood coming up in 3. And here we have extra ads coming in. So as soon as those bloods are dead, I'm going to drag all these other ads with me. But the ads aren't going down, unfortunately. So our DPS is lacking a little bit, despite having the Enrage. Although he is down to... we'll see. And yeah, the Tauntaup came a little bit late there, but we got it. I don't know if you guys saw Titch chase me around there. So, I need to run back. And I am now diseased. That's one thing, this group has not been handling the disease well. So here we go, Echoes phase. We should have Illusionary coming up. So now the disease will fall off. We do have some blood still up, unfortunately. So we are going to have to deal with those as soon as this is over. If you have bloods up, basically they just stay in the same area when you come back. During this phase, what I really try to do is just use my ranged weapon and taunt and get everything as close and as clumped up as possible. You know, maintaining aggro is a little bit secondary to just stacking on them, just because they should die really fast. So there are the bloods. Fortunately, we have a monk tank, so they're not doing much damage on that tank, and we can use the stagger to our advantage. So now we're going to have a lot more ads coming up. You guys can see the Watcher over here. He is #1 priority. He starts wrecking everyone's face. So this doesn't seem like the other tank picked up. Oh, alright. The spell guards. Alright, so he did taunt Titch off me. So here it is. I have a bunch of ads on me, but they are not the bloods, so I can go ahead and just tank on here. Here it is, more ads. So as soon as this blood goes down, run back to the tank, even though I have this other ad on me. There's the Enrage. Oh no! Yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen. I don't think we have the DPS for 8% without an Enrage. I mean, without a Lust or anything. I mean, if the first few people hadn't died in phase 1 and 2, we might be okay. I think that would have made a 7% difference for sure. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And yeah, Tyler, I do know that a lot of people do the two ads stacking on them. Something else that a lot of people really enjoy doing is the Brewmaster. A Brewmaster can tank this solo if they go into heavy stagger, because the bloods don't actually hit them for that much. So since our DPS is so low and people are dying to mechanics, we'll try to find a different group. Maybe we'll find a Gul'dan group, actually. Go back and run in there for that. And Tyler, yeah, at the end, my HP was dipping a lot just because of getting stuff like the Plague. You know, I did see some melee running into me and getting Plague on that. Yeah, if the Brewmaster goes into heavy stagger, they can solo tank it. Although it's not the easiest thing to do because you do have all the other ads and stuff. But as long as they can pick them up. I think there was someone here in the chat who was talking about they are a Brewmaster and that's how they do it as well. I know that someone was talking about it earlier. I don't know if they're still here. The shield is transmogged, let's see, to the Carapace Shield of the Devourer. I'm not sure where it's from. It looks AQ-ish, although I'm not sure if it is from AQ. I want to say it's a blue item. Let's see if we can find a Gul'dan group. Alright, not very many Gul'dan groups forming. A fresh heroic. Alright, here we go. We did get into the one Gul'dan group that actually has people in it. Right now, with this guild, I'm not part of the main progression at all. So, I'm trying to slowly get back into main raiding and main progressing. But yeah, with this guild, I don't do too many runs. But I am definitely trying to get more into main runs now. just so that I can bring you guys some of that Mythic Raid content as well. So Carapace Shield of the Devourer. Let me look that up. So this shield that I currently have equipped is from Frostfire Ridge, just from leveling up in Frostfire Ridge. So if you're interested in that, I just thought it went well with the tier 19. Looks very, I mean, it's called the Obsidian. It looks very like AQ-esque without the crazy colors. So something like that might go with it as well. Yeah, that's not bad. 5 hours a week is relatively low. So it seems like most people are in there and waiting for me, so I'm trying to hurry my ass over there. And we are... oh, we need 2 more healers. So we did do Gul'dan earlier, but didn't get any pants, so we're going back. We're going to beat him up again. Get our pants this time. My favorite plate armor set in Legion. I really like it's scattered, and I even think some of it even comes from LFR, but the set that wasn't, I mean, it wasn't an actual set. It didn't have like set bonuses or anything. But the one that came from like doing Emerald Nightmare, let me see if I can show you guys. You know, it's kind of like this set, but it's like a bright purple color. Let me see. I don't think I have it. This set with this purple glow was definitely cool. It has really cool boots too. The boots are like that, but like a nice bright purple. Let me see in areas that I don't have a lot. This set, the shoulders. I think this was. I do have the shoulders. I think this whole set was a very good looking set. Very like a dark with a nice bright purple that pops out. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this set, which I don't even have all the pieces for yet. I still need that helm. I think these boots come from LFR, maybe even here in Nighthold. No, actually Nighthold was the green ones. I don't know where these boots come from. The helmet comes from like LFR Cenarius or something. It's scattered all over the place between TOV and Emerald Nightmare, but it's a really cool set. That might be the chest piece, that purple one. Not sure. Yeah, I think that is a chest piece that goes with it. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite that came out in Legion. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where it is. I mean, I don't have the rest of the pieces either, but yeah, that's definitely one that if I could just go and get that, I would. It's just a little hard to farm. If it was in 5-man content, it'd be easier to farm. Alright, and we need... No, we're at 249. We don't need anyone anymore. But this person's AFK, so as soon as they come back, we'll be able to do that. Actually, let me talk to my other tank. Just making sure I know who it is. What about yourself, Tyler? What's your favorite set so far? And actually, the tier 20 mythic version for warriors looks very cool. I like that, but that's not out yet. Right, yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about. I got that set, and the day I got it, I just started rocking that set. Jesus. Yeah, the blue and white Chosen Dead. This guy right here, right? Right, this set. I have this one and I have the red one. But yeah, that's definitely a cool looking set too. Yeah, have you guys taken a look at the tier 20 leaks? I mean, they all really look like tier 6, but the difference between the normal and the mythic one for warriors, the face mask just makes it look really nice. But yeah, absolutely, the Chosen Dead one, I was rocking that for a while. Definitely a nice gear set too. Oh, Warlock summons all over the place. Wait, why are we doing Warlock summons? Everybody should be here. Alright. Oh, it should be, I mean, it's on MMO. The only reason I didn't cover it is just because everybody covered it to death. Yeah, I mean, I think Preach and Bellular both covered it, and a few other people covering the sets. But imagine tier 6. So when you had tier 6, when you went into Black Temple and got that, everybody got tier 6 and recolors. But when you did Mythic, there's a little bit of an upgrade. And for some classes, it's all right. Some classes, it's a little bit better. For Warriors, the Mythic one just looks really badass. Yeah, it's pretty much T6, but I like that helmet. It makes it look really nice. And actually, I didn't play a warrior back then, so it's not gear I've had. I wonder how many people are just going to transmog to tier 6 and tell people that they have full T20 just in case they don't inspect them. That's probably going to be a thing. Alright, Inquisitor's coming up. And I need to pick up the Jailer. We are going to get hit by fire. So the Fellord should die before he gets a second Shatter Essence going. I'm not taunting off, but if he does start casting another Shatter Essence, I will definitely taunt off. But yeah, he should normally die before. If he gets 2 of them off, you're going to have a group that has a very hard time beating Gul'dan before the Zerg timer. So you definitely want to run away for that. Make sure you're not near anyone. Something else I do during this phase is use my Thunderclap to build up the rage. Unfortunately, my Ignore Pain is going to fall off this time, but sometimes I can maintain it between phases. And again, like I stated in the other video I made about types of damage that we're all taking, the Fell Scythe that you do have to break is all magic damage, so before you jump into where your other tank is, you can definitely just pop Spell Reflect and help out. It'll help you absorb damage and it'll help your healers out. So Spell Reflect, run in, or whatever magic mitigation ability you have really. So here's the eyes. Normally during the eyes I like to move away as a tank just so that melee doesn't have to worry about jumping on me. But I would have definitely moved back a little bit. So I will be taunting off during the enraged Fell Chains, the enraged bonds. Here it is, empowered bonds. So everybody should be helping out, helping break the chains. And I am going to pop my Spell Reflect because this Fell Scythe is going to hurt. Alright. I'm going to move him a little bit. Alright, here we go. One other thing is that you do want to aim towards the inside or not be at the edge because the knockback will knock you off the platform. So I need to break the Fell Scythe. So again, during the eyes, I do move back and move away. The other tank did taunt off. That's fine. Actually, I'm going to taunt off right before the bonds, just because I do still have my panic button, which is going to allow me to just cheese the bonds. So here it is, I get knocked back, press my button, and cheese the bonds. Hey Bass, welcome to the live stream. Tyler. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Every now and then, I'll be watching some of the footage I recorded, and it looks like the game, so I'll click something to try to pan around, and I'm like, oh, it's static footage, I can't pan. Okay, great. So here's another empowered bonds, taunt off. Yeah, and during this phase you don't need to have too much movement of Gul'dan. I mainly move Gul'dan when the eyes come out to let DPS kind of run around and DPS the ads as they want to, especially like demon hunters that are going to be charging in and out. They could really hurt you by popping the Fell Scythe way too many times. So that's the only real time that I have movement during phase 2 with Gul'dan. Here we have another empowered. Again, I'm going to cheese this one. I'm going to pop Shield Wall, pop Spell Reflect, and just break it myself. Being able to cheese 2 of them really helps out. And every tank should be able to do this. Now, as far as when they can do it, that depends on when they last used their ability. But every tank should be able to cheese 2 of the bonds, making phase 2 a lot easier on everyone. Again, I'm going to try to maintain my ignore pain through these phases. Where is the other tank? Here he is. So I'm going to do that with him. Pop that. Pop the Fel bonds. That was a big Fel bond. So I safeguarded him so that I can take more damage than him. Just because he's actively tanking. Again, during this phase, as an off tank, since there are souls in there, I see plenty of people in there absorbing. I see one person in there absorbing the souls, which is more than enough. But if there wasn't anyone in there, I would come over here, pop the Fel Scythe. So Spell Reflect, pop Fel Scythe, and Heroic Leap in there and take some of the souls. Although it's not necessary because people are on it. But as an off tank, you can definitely do it. And I'll try to get that done right here so you guys can see how that is. So here's another harvest. We don't have any souls in there. Perfect. Hey, max level. Welcome to the stream. So here we have a storm coming up. Get him run away. Alright. And again, at this point, I'm going to look for the other tank. There he is. I'm going to pop Fel Scythe right now. This is a good time to pop Fel Scythe is before he even comes over here, just so you can minimize the damage you're taking as a tank. So we do have another person absorbing. As soon as this Fel Scythe pops, I'm going to go ahead and run over there and try to take a soul as well. So here we go. I can absorb probably 2 before I have to run back. So the Fel Scythe debuff is still on him, still active. I took 3 souls. And now it's time to break the Scythe. So pop Spell Reflect, absorb that magic damage. It's just providing a little bit of utility. Just because tank DPS isn't really going to be doing a whole lot. So there it is, the harvest hits for nothing because we absorbed those souls. And they tick, but it's not as bad since we are tanks. We have big health pools, big effective health pools. And here we go, we're gonna have another storm in 3 seconds, and then he should die right after the storm. So again, at this point, his Fel Scythe fell off. I'm gonna look for my other tank. He's over there. I'm gonna charge him and pop these Fel Scythes right now, so the healers can catch up, while Gul'dan staggers over here. That eye can be ignored at this point, 1%. And he's down. So what I'm going to do now is use my bonus roll. Hopefully I get my pants. What's up, Glocks? Welcome to the live stream. There it is! Max, that one's for you, Max. You saw this. Warforged 880s. Tyler, the bond damage is strictly magical. It's a ton of fire damage, so you can just go ahead and break that. That's why I pop Spell Reflect before I break that. Thank you, everyone. That means that I get to equip my brand new shoulders and these pants as well, bringing me up to 887. Today, I went from 882, I believe, to 887. I just need to transmog this because these shoulder dragons are not doing it for me. All right, so I think now is as good a time as any to end the stream. So thank you guys for joining me. Again, I stream every week, every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. We did a lot today. We got a lot of upgrades. We got a legendary on stream. We got the last piece of my tier set that I really wanted on stream. Thank you guys for joining me. If you guys like my content, subscribe. And anytime you guys leave comments and likes and share my videos, it really helps out a lot. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for joining me and keeping the chat alive. Thank you guys. You guys have a good one.